Hi, everybody. I'm Judy the YouTube Lawyer. Today's live stream show will focus on the arrest warrant for Katherine Magbanua. So, as you guys probably know, Ms. Magbanua was convicted of 3 counts: first-degree murder of Dan Markel, the Florida State law professor, as well as conspiracy and solicitation to commit murder. So, this document actually it is 21 pages long, so hopefully I will get through reading the whole thing tonight. We shall see. So let me add that to the stream. And thank you guys all for being so interested in the case, getting justice for Dan Markel, and supporting this channel. Yeah, thank you, Antoine, for being here again, and Tony for all your support. And Andrea is here. Thank you guys so much. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to hopefully finish this in one swoop. So it says, in the county court, Leon County, Florida, state of Florida versus Katherine D. Magbanua. And I'm going to say Magbanua because if that's good enough for David Lott, then that's good enough for me. And back then, I guess she lived at 2121 Northeast 122 or 122nd Street, North Miami, Florida. It says here that she is white. I guess being Asian or Filipino wasn't an option there. And it also says her height is 5'6", which is kind of surprising because just from what I saw online, it looked like she was shorter than 5'6". Also says she has brown hair when it looks pretty black to me, but maybe it was brown back then, brown eyes. Okay. Before me, the undersigned authority personally appeared Investigator S. Bennett, who, being first duly sworn, says that on the 18th day of July 2014 in Leon County, Florida, the aforesaid defendant did kill a human being, Daniel E. Markel, by gunshot, and the killing was perpetrated from or with a premeditated design or intent to effect the death of Daniel E. Markel. Contrary to Section 782.04, parentheses 1A1 FS, contrary to the statute, rule, regulation, or other provision of law in such case made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Florida. Signed by Investigator S. Bennett, Tallahassee Police Department, and signed off by a judge, assistant state attorney, or notary public on September 30th, 2016. Okay, so this says warrant, signed off by Judge James Hankinson. I think that's his name. Probable cause. To first appearance, magistrate, defendant Katherine Magbanua, date of birth 12/22/1984. Charges: murder, Florida statute 782.04, and they crossed out the rest of that. Summary of offenses and probable cause affidavit. This affidavit sets forth probable cause to believe that Sigfredo Garcia and Luis, I guess they keep pronouncing it Luis, even though I think it should be Luis, so we'll say Luis Rivera, murdered Florida State University FSU law professor Daniel Markel in violation of Florida statutes, murder per Chapter 782. It is believed that the murder was arranged through Katherine Magbanua, who has been romantically involved with both Garcia and Charlie Adelson, the victim's former brother-in-law. On Friday, July 18th, 2014, at 11:02 a.m., a report of a shooting was received at the home of Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel in Tallahassee, Florida. Upon arrival, Tallahassee police officers found Markel slumped over in the driver's seat of his vehicle from an apparent gunshot to the head. Markel was transported from the scene to a local hospital where he later died from the injuries sustained during the shooting. The investigation of the crime scene found no indication that this incident was part of any other criminal intent, such as burglary or robbery. At the time of the shooting, Markel was talking to an individual on his cellular telephone. That person stated Markel interrupted their conversation, saying someone he did not recognize was in his driveway. The person on the telephone with Markel then heard what sounded like a loud grunt. He heard a muffled conversation in the background but could not make out the words being spoken. He then heard labored breathing but could not get Markel to respond. Initial investigation at the scene revealed that a neighbor heard what he believed to be a gunshot and looked out the window where a small silver or light-colored vehicle resembling a Prius was observed backing out of the victim's driveway. As will be explained later in the probable cause affidavit, a Prius matching this description was also observed following Markel the day of the murder, including following him into his neighborhood immediately prior to the homicide. Investigators developed information that around the time of the murder, Katherine Magbanua was involved in a personal relationship with Charlie Adelson, the victim's former brother-in-law. Magbanua's cellular telephone number was 786-564-1312. Call records show Magbanua as one of Charlie's top contacts. Investigators further believe Magbanua enlisted the father of her two children, Sigfredo Garcia, and his close associate, Luis Rivera, to carry out this murder, and they were all compensated for their actions. Magbanua is the only tie between Markel and the shooters, Garcia and Rivera. The theory of the murder. It is investigators' belief that after her divorce from Markel, Wendy Adelson and her parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, as well as her brother, Charlie, were determined to relocate Wendy and the two Markel children to South Florida, where the Adelsons reside. After exhausting all efforts to force or compel Markel into agreeing to allow his ex-wife and children to relocate to South Florida, the subject family members previously identified realized any hope of a legal remedy in their favor was futile. Investigators obtained information that Markel and Wendy had gone through a bitter divorce. Wendy filed for divorce on September 10, 2012, when Markel was out of town. The divorce was later finalized by a marital settlement agreement, MSA, on July 31, 2013. However, after filing for divorce and prior to the finalization, Wendy relocated with their two children to her parents' home in Coral Springs, Broward County, Florida. Markel objected, and on June 20, 2013, Leon County Circuit Judge Hobbs formally denied with prejudice Wendy's motion for relocation with the children. After the court's denial, investigation revealed that Wendy's parents, especially her mother, Donna Adelson, repeatedly tried to convince Wendy to coerce Markel into allowing the relocation to South Florida. Donna suggested the family offer Markel $1 million to allow the children to relocate to South Florida. Donna and her husband would contribute 1/3, Wendy 1/3, and Charlie Adelson would contribute 1/3. Donna also suggested that Wendy lie to Markel and tell him that children were going to be converted to Catholicism. The Adelsons knew that Markel and his family were very strict in the Jewish faith, and they believed that any suggestion that his children would be baptized and raised Catholic would convince him to allow the children's relocation. This latter suggestion was in spite of the fact that the Adelsons are also Jewish. When Wendy refused these tactics, Donna was extremely upset. Prior to Markel's murder, he had filed a motion alleging Wendy had failed to disclose all of her financial assets and a motion to require supervised visitation for Donna. Markel alleged the children had disclosed that Grandma, Donna, had said Markel, quote, was stupid and, quote, she hates you. The children further said that Grandma hated Markel because he was, quote, taking her sunshines away from her. The motions were scheduled for May 15, 2014. However, attorneys for both sides had to withdraw due to conflicts. New counsel was retained, but a new court date was unable to be scheduled before Markel's murder. Additional investigation revealed Charlie reportedly did not like Markel and did not get along with him. Information was also received from Wendy's prior boyfriend, who stated Wendy had disclosed that Charlie had previously looked into hiring a hitman the summer before, and he was told it would cost $15,000. Initially, Wendy was cooperative during her interview and confirmed Markel was her ex-husband, with whom she shared custody of their children. During her interview, Wendy made statements suggesting the murder of Markel could have been arranged by someone on her behalf without her knowledge. Wendy further suggested that someone could have arranged a murder thinking it would help her, and mentioned that her brother Charlie had joked about hiring a hitman to kill Markel in the past. Specifically, she said her brother makes a lot of jokes in bad taste and had previously commented that he had looked into hiring a hitman, but it was cheaper to buy her a television as a divorce gift. However, Wendy indicated that she did not think her brother would actually commit this crime. Wendy also stated that after the divorce, she wanted to relocate to South Florida with her children. She felt her former in-laws would suspect her of murdering their son since she was denied the ability to move by the court. While in the interview room, Wendy wanted to call her parents to notify them of the incident. While contemplating aloud as to what she would say, she told the victim advocate sitting next to her that her parents were very angry with Markel and described it as, quote, a very fucked up situation. Wendy then called and talked to her mother at 7:03 p.m. per the video timestamp. After notifying her mother of the shooting, Wendy asked her mother to notify Charlie of the shooting so Wendy would not have to do so. Call detail records indicate after Wendy's conversation with her mother, Donna Adelson called Charlie's cell phone at 7:11 p.m., which went to voicemail. Charlie then called Donna's cell phone at 7:13 p.m. with a call duration of 5 minutes 47 seconds. At 7:29 p.m., Charlie called Donna again with a duration of 6 minutes 31 seconds. At 7:36 p.m., Charlie called Katherine Magbanua's cell phone with a duration of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. This call is significant because, as previously stated, investigators believe Magbanua was the person that facilitated the homicide, in that she is the link between the subject family members and the shooters. Contact with Harvey and Donna Adelson. Wendy's parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, made contact with the lead TPD investigator at Markel's memorial service on Sunday morning, July 20th, 2014, in Tallahassee at the Shamrei Torah Synagogue. They agreed to contact the TPD investigator to arrange an interview before returning to their home in South Florida. The following day, the TPD investigator contacted Wendy on her cellular telephone. Once the investigator identified himself, Wendy claimed to have a bad connection, and the call was terminated. Less than 5 minutes later, Wendy's attorney called the investigator at the same telephone number used to call Wendy and informed him that Wendy left town with her children and parents en route to South Florida. The attorney could not provide a date for Wendy's return to Tallahassee and requested he be contacted for any further inquiries. Harvey and Donna Adelson left Tallahassee with Wendy and the grandchildren the day after the memorial service without speaking with this investigator as promised. Since leaving, no one in the Adelson family has contacted TPD or inquired about the status of the investigation. Change of children's names. On September 24, 2015, the TPD investigator was notified by Markel's parents that on or around July 6, 2015, Wendy had her children's surname changed from Markel to Adelson. Markel's parents, who live in Canada, were unaware of this change until they received an email from Wendy on September 24, 2015. Wendy indicated in the email she did this to, quote, protect them from media reports and the possibility of someone trying to find her children. In addition, the parents discovered Wendy had also removed her older son's middle name, which was the Hebrew name of Markel's deceased maternal grandmother. According to the Markels, it is traditional in the Jewish faith to give a newborn child a first or middle name of a deceased relative. The Markel family is deeply troubled by this action and believe it was done by Wendy to sever any connection to the Markel family. Okay, get some water here. The suspect vehicle. Investigation has revealed that Sigfredo Garcia is the father of Magbanua's two minor children, both with the last name Garcia. Magbanua is also listed as the vice president of S. Garcia Solutions, Inc., and Garcia is listed as the president of the company on state of Florida records for corporations. No records have been found indicating that Magbanua and Garcia are married. As previously stated, excuse me, it is believed the Prius was driven by the perpetrators of Markel's murder, and records show that Garcia is linked to the same Prius. Investigation has revealed that Markel left his home the morning of July 18, 2014, and drove his two young children to their daycare facility on the west side of Tallahassee, approximately 5 miles away, dropping them off at 8:50 a.m. Markel then drove to Premier Health and Fitness Center, Premier. At approximately 9:12 a.m., Markel arrived at Premier, where the surveillance video shows a silver or light green Toyota Prius enter the parking lot after Markel parked his car. After Markel went into the health club, the video captured the Prius in the parking lot, where the driver moved the vehicle to different parking positions while Markel was in the building. Video also shows that no individuals ever exited the Prius. Markel left Premier at approximately 10:38 a.m. and drove off in his vehicle toward Thomasville Road. The video shows the Prius exiting the parking lot and following the direction of Markel's car. Additional surveillance video discovered for the day of the homicide shows what appears to be the same Prius before and after the homicide was committed, including following Markel into Markel's neighborhood immediately prior to the shooting. After analyzing all of the surveillance videos, investigators believe the suspect vehicle to be a 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius with silver pine mica paint, which appears to be a light green silver color. The Prius appears to have tinted windows, a SunPass transponder on the top center of the windshield, a missing tow hook cover on the front bumper, and a black passenger side mirror casing. Investigators analyzed the timestamps from the videos when the Toyota Prius was observed, which confirmed that the Prius had the opportunity to be present at the crime scene when the murder was committed. Additional surveillance video was obtained through other sources along Markel's route the morning of July 18, 2014, which also shows a similar vehicle trailing Markel's car. Investigators believe the suspects in the Prius followed the victim throughout the morning and back to his residence, where the victim was shot in the head as he sat in his car. As previously stated, at the time of the homicide, Markel's neighbor heard what he believed to be a gunshot and looked out the window, where he saw a small silver or light-colored vehicle resembling a Prius backing out of the victim's driveway. A subpoena was sent to the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, for all SunPass toll records on Alligator Alley, I-75 west of Fort Lauderdale on July 16th and 18th, 2014. Only one account listing a Prius as a customer vehicle had SunPass transponder activity at the Alligator Alley toll booths on those two dates at the times consistent with when cell site data shows the subject handsets traversing those toll plazas. On July 16, 2014, at 2:18 p.m., the transponder registered at the toll plaza in Broward County, westward on I-75. On July 18, 2014, at 5:23 p.m., the transponder registered at the eastbound toll facility of I-75 in Collier County, near Naples, Florida. The transponder of interest in this case is number 115257006-01-10 per FDOT records. FDOT shows the subscriber for the SunPass account using the above transponder is a rental car company in North Miami, Florida. The company has Toyota Prius vehicles listed on their SunPass account. FDOT does not have a record of which transponder is assigned to a specific customer's vehicle. FDOT records only show that a transponder is assigned to a customer, and the customer can voluntarily provide vehicle information on all vehicles using that transponder. In this case, the rental car company purchased a large quantity of transponders. All are the adhesive type that sticks to the windshield, which is not transferred from car to car. The rental car company was contacted by law enforcement on September 17th, 2015. They provided several rental contracts for Priuses that were rented around the time of the homicide, including a copy of the rental contract for a 2008 Toyota Prius on July 15, 2014, 3 days before the homicide. The customer is listed as Luis Rivera with a contact number of 305-570-8153. A second telephone number is also written on the rental contract, 786-372-5986, Garcia's phone, with the word brother written beside the number. The rental contract indicates the Prius was checked out at 6:15 p.m. on July 15, 2014, and rented to Rivera through July 21, 2014, 3 days after the homicide. This vehicle has since been sold by the rental car company. It has been located, identified by its registration, photographed, and searched by law enforcement. Since the homicide, the vehicle has been repainted and sold twice. No evidence of the crime was discovered within the vehicle. Investigation also revealed the Prius rented by Luis Rivera on July 15, 2014 contained a GPS device installed by the owner to assist with theft or non-return. The device reports its location every 25 hours automatically. Investigators subpoenaed the GPS company, and their records revealed that device, number P0111901143, was installed on the 2008 green Prius and provided the Florida license plate. This Florida plate matches the plate listed for the vehicle rented by Luis Rivera on the receipt from the rental car company. The GPS company provided the following records for this GPS unit for the duration of Rivera's rental of the Prius between July 15, 2014 and July 21, 2014. The GPS company records use Pacific time zone. Below times have been converted to Eastern Daylight Savings Time. On July 15, 2014, at 10:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, the vehicle was located at 25.84544, negative 80.14534, the parking lot of 7501 East Treasure Drive North, Bay Village, Florida. This was the location of Magbanua's residence at that time. On July 16, 2014, at 11:26 p.m. EDST, the vehicle was located at 30.4605, negative 83.77986, I-10 near Osceola, Jefferson County, Florida. On July 18th at 12:26 a.m. EDST, the vehicle was located at 30.45653, negative 84.28077 North Monroe Street and East 6th Avenue, Tallahassee, Florida. On July 19th, 2014 at 1:26 a.m. EDST, the vehicle was located at 25.90072, negative 80.1816849, which is behind 1505 Northeast 135th Street, North Miami, Florida. This address is the residence of Jessica Rodriguez, who was a girlfriend of and has a child with Rivera. Further investigation revealed that Rivera was arrested at this address on January 20th, 2015, for a domestic violence incident with Rodriguez. Rivera was residing at this address, according to the arrest report. On July 20th, 2014, at 2:27 a.m. EDST, the vehicle was located at 25.86379, negative 80.12386, which is in the area of 7835 Byron Avenue and 79th Street, Miami Beach, Florida. On July 21st, 2014, at 3:27 a.m. EDST, the vehicle was located at 25.86384, negative 80.12392, which is in the area of 7850 Byron Avenue and 79th Street, Miami Beach, Florida. Cellular location for Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera revealed that their handsets are communicating with cell sites consistent with being in the area of Magbanua's residence during and around the time the vehicle GPS shows its location to be in the parking lot of Magbanua's condominium. Magbanua's condominium building is located on a small island between Miami and Miami Beach. This evidence shows that shortly after renting the Toyota Prius, both Garcia and Rivera met with Magbanua the night before departing for Tallahassee to commit the murder. Photograph of Garcia and Rivera in the Prius. Analysis of Rivera's checking account revealed an ATM transaction took place in Broward County on July 18, 2014 at 6:46 p.m. as they were returning to Miami from Tallahassee, Florida. Security video from the drive-through ATM lane shows Rivera driving a Toyota Prius up to the ATM at 6:45 p.m. The Prius appears to have the same identifying features as the suspect Prius seen on video from the northbound bus cameras in Tallahassee: tinted windows, a SunPass transponder on the top center of the windshield, and a black passenger side mirror casing. The bank video shows Rivera completing the ATM transaction and Garcia in the front passenger seat. As the Toyota Prius exits the ATM area at 6:47 p.m., a Florida license plate can be seen on the rear of the car. The tag characters appear to match those of the car rental contract. Cellular site data is consistent with this stop at the ATM location prior to Garcia and Rivera arriving back in North Miami. Connection to Magbanua, Garcia, Rivera, Adelson's. Cellular records show numerous contacts between Katherine Magbanua and both Charlie Adelson and Sigfredo Garcia. On one occasion, telephone records show contact between both Garcia's and Magbanua's telephones and a cellular telephone registered to Harvey Adelson, Charlie's and Wendy's father. Specifically on July 1st, 2014, telephone tower location records show a flurry of communication between the alleged conspirators. On that date, Charlie's and Magbanua's cellular telephones were in the vicinity of Charlie's residence between 10:04 a.m. and 1:20 p.m., possibly indicating they were together. At approximately 11:47 a.m., Magbanua's telephone began attempting to contact Garcia's telephone. Over the next 5.5 hours, Magbanua attempted to contact Garcia approximately 48 times. At 5:05 p.m., Magbanua made contact with Garcia and they appeared to have a conversation lasting 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Approximately 9 minutes later, at 5:20 p.m., Garcia's cellular telephone, 786-372-5986, attempted to contact Harvey's cellular telephone, 954-980-9032. The cellular records indicate this call went to voicemail. There is no known reason for Garcia to call Harvey Adelson. Over the next 2 hours, there are several more contacts between the suspected conspirators. Magbanua's telephone attempted to contact or did contact Garcia's telephone over 30 times. Then Magbanua's telephone called Harvey's telephone at 7:43 p.m., which also appeared to go to voicemail. At 7:44 p.m., Magbanua's telephone contacted Garcia's telephone with a call duration of 4 minutes and 33 seconds. At 8:29 p.m., Magbanua's and Charlie's telephones had contact for approximately 3 minutes. Immediately following this call at 8:33 p.m., Magbanua's telephone again contacted Garcia's telephone. At 9:07 p.m., Magbanua's and Charlie's telephones had contact for over 36 minutes, and at 9:44 p.m., they again had contact for over 13 minutes. At 9:58 p.m., Charlie's telephone attempted to contact Harvey, which appeared to go to voicemail. Throughout the remainder of the evening and night, there were numerous other contacts between Magbanua's telephone and Garcia's telephone, as well as Magbanua's telephone and Charlie's telephone, with all the calls ending just after midnight. At 12 9:43 a.m. on July 2nd, 2014, Charlie's telephone contacted Harvey's telephone with a duration of 11 minutes and 42 seconds. The two separate attempted calls on July 1st, 2014 from Magbanua and Garcia to Harvey's telephone, 2 hours and 23 minutes apart, were the only contacts found between these phones in records dating back to May 1st, 2014. Cellular telephone analysis conducted during this investigation has revealed that on July 18, 2014, the day of the homicide, at approximately 9:36 a.m., cellular telephone number 786-372-5986 was in the vicinity of Premier in Tallahassee, where the victim was last seen alive. Investigation of telephone number 786-372-5986 shows that it was used to contact the cellular phone of Harvey Adelson, Wendy's father, on July 1st, 2014, approximately 2.5 weeks prior to the murder. Investigation of telephone number 786-372-5986 revealed that it was being used by Garcia prior to the murder and had been in contact with Magbanua's telephone number 786-564-1312 approximately 2,700 times between May 1st, 2014 and July 19, 2014, when Garcia's cellular phone ceased activity. July 19th is the day after the homicide. Cellular telephone analysis revealed phone number 305-570-8153, which is one of Garcia's frequent contacts, was also in the vicinity of Premier on the morning of the homicide. It was also in the vicinity of Markel's residence twice the day before the homicide on July 17, 2014. Investigation shows this phone number was being used by Luis Rivera during the time leading up to Markel's murder. Analysis of cellular telephone call detail records revealed that on numerous occasions during the weeks leading up to Markel's murder, Magbanua would have telephonic contact with Charlie Adelson, followed by telephonic contact between Charlie and Donna Adelson, coinciding with Magbanua having contact with Sigfredo Garcia. Investigators believe this pattern is consistent with Magbanua being the conduit during the planning of Markel's murder. In addition, the following events illustrate that the subjects of this investigation were in communication with each other around the time of the homicide. The following contacts took place the morning of July 18, 2014. 12 to 12:23 a.m. Rivera's and Garcia's handsets communicated with cell sites in the area of Roadway Inn on North Monroe Street. 12:01 a.m. Magbanua contacts Garcia, over 1 minute. 12:07 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, over 7 minutes. 12:26 a.m. GPS shows Toyota Prius at North Monroe Street and East 6th Avenue in Tallahassee, Florida. 12:34 a.m. Magbanua contacts Charlie Adelson, less than 1 minute. 1:02 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Donna Adelson. 1:03 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, 20 minutes. 2:21, 3:10, 6:45, and 8:03 a.m. Rivera's handset communicated with cell sites in the area of Roadway Inn on North Monroe Street. 8:09 a.m. Donna Adelson contacts Wendy Adelson, 35 seconds. 8:50 a.m. Daniel Markel drops his children off at Creative Preschool, 2746 West Tharp Street, Tallahassee, Florida. 9:02 a.m. Daniel Markel contacts Wendy Adelson, 1 minute. 9:12 a.m. Video shows Markel arrives at Premier 3521 Maclay Boulevard, South Tallahassee, Florida, along with green Prius. 9:12 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Wendy Adelson, less than 1 minute. 9:17 a.m. Markel swipes into Premier. 9:19 a.m. Wendy Adelson contacts Charlie Adelson, over 18 minutes. 9:14 to 9:46 a.m. Garcia's and Rivera's handsets communicated with cell sites in the area of Premier Fitness. 9:38 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Donna Adelson, 30 seconds. 9:58 a.m., Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, over 6 minutes. 10:07 a.m., Magbanua contacts Charlie Adelson, over 1 minute. 10:08 a.m., Magbanua contacts Charlie Adelson, 9 seconds. 10:09 a.m., Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, 6 minutes. 10:38 a.m., video shows Markel leaving Premier and Toyota Prius following. 10:44 to 10:51 a.m., bus video shows Toyota Prius following the victim's route south on Thomasville Road to Benton Road. 10:48 a.m., Markel makes phone call to subject inquiring about children's school. 10:52 to 10:55 a.m., neighbor hears gunshot and sees small light-colored vehicle pulling out of Markel's driveway. 10:55 a.m., bus video shows Toyota Prius northbound on Thomasville Road at Armistead Road. 11 a.m., subject on phone with Markel attempts to call Markel back, call goes to voicemail. 11:01 a.m., subject texts Markel asking if he is okay. 11:02 a.m., Markel's neighbor calls 911. 11:06 a.m., Donna Adelson contacts Charlie Adelson, either attempted call or text. 11:22 a.m., Charlie Adelson contacts Donna Adelson, 7 minutes. 11:30 a.m., Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, 30 seconds. 11:31 a.m., Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, 5 minutes. Cellular telephone information linking Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera to the murder. Let me check back out there on StreamYard. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate your support. Okay, so it says here, information obtained from the cellular service provider for Rivera's phone, 305-570-8153, and Garcia's phone, 786-372-5986, revealed that the two traveled from North Miami, Florida, on the afternoon of July 16, 2014, and arrived in Tallahassee, Florida, just after midnight on July 17, 2014. A receipt from a motel on West Tennessee Street in Tallahassee shows that Rivera checked in at approximately 1 a.m. on July 17, 2014, which is consistent with the cellular location data. Both Garcia's and Rivera's phones were in the area of the victim's residence during the day of July 17, 2014. A witness who previously met Garcia and Rivera in Tallahassee a month or more before was telephonically contacted by Rivera's cellular phone on the afternoon of July 17, 2014. The witness rented a hotel room on North Monroe Street in his name for Garcia and Rivera on the night of July 17, 2014. This is consistent with the cellular location data and a receipt obtained from the hotel showing a room registered in the witness's name. The witness was able to positively identify both Garcia and Rivera individually in two separate photographic lineups. The witness also recalled Rivera having in possession a silver finish short barrel revolver handgun the first time he met Garcia and Rivera, possibly in June 2014, at the motel on West Tennessee Street. Recovered evidence from the crime scene indicates the caliber of firearm used in this murder is consistent with revolver ammunition, and no spent casings were found at the scene. The investigation did not reveal any other legitimate purpose for either suspect to be in Tallahassee at the time of the murder. On the morning of July 18, 2014, both Garcia's and Rivera's cellular phones were in the area of Premier during the time when the victim was inside, and surveillance video shows the Toyota Prius in the parking lot. Garcia's telephone ceased activity just before 10 a.m. while in the area of Premier, with the last text message occurring at 9:58 a.m. The next event on Garcia's telephone was text messages and/or notifications being received at 12:29 p.m., consistent with the handset being powered up. Immediately afterward, at 12:30 p.m., Garcia placed a call to Magbanua, which was the first contact initiated by Garcia after the homicide. This call occurred when Garcia's phone was in the area of Lake City, Florida, on or near I-75 approximately 1.5 hours after the shooting was reported. Investigators believe Garcia and Rivera turned their phones off before 10 a.m., committed the murder of Dan Markel at his home on Trescott Drive, and then fled back to North Miami, Florida via I-10 and I-75. Cellular telephone location data revealed that while en route and after arriving to the area of Rivera's residence, several telephone contacts occurred between Magbanua and Garcia. Approximately 2 hours after arriving back in Miami, cellular telephone location data shows that Magbanua departs her residence and goes to the area of Rivera's residence while attempting to contact Rivera telephonically. While cellular location data is showing Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera being in the same area, Magbanua has telephonic contact with Charlie Adelson. There is no further cellular location data for Magbanua until the next morning, 7/19/2014 at 9:44 a.m. when Magbanua attempts to contact Garcia. This cellular location data for Magbanua is consistent with her departing Charlie Adelson's residence in Fort Lauderdale and returning to the Miami area. Evidence of purchases following homicide. The investigation has revealed that following Markel's homicide on July 18, 2014, Garcia and Rivera acquired several vehicles. State of Florida motor vehicle records indicate Garcia got a 1984 blue Chevrolet Monte Carlo on July 26, 2014, a 2000 Nissan Maxima on August 6, 2014, and a black and yellow 1997 Honda motorcycle on August 22, 2014. Garcia posted photos of the blue Monte Carlo and the black and yellow motorcycle on his Facebook page. Rivera also acquired a 2003 Suzuki motorcycle on July 28, 2014. A photograph of Garcia and Rivera sitting together on their motorcycles was posted on Garcia's Facebook page in December 2014. Magbanua's finances. Investigation indicates that prior to the homicide, Magbanua was employed at a Miami area dental office. Investigation revealed that after the homicide occurred in July 2014, Magbanua started receiving paychecks from the Adelson Institute for Aesthetics and Implant Dentistry, which were handwritten and signed by Donna Adelson. These paychecks started in September 2014 and were consistently in the amount of $407.58. The memo section of each check indicated it was for a period of 10 days, usually preceding the date of the check. The checks continued at least through January 2016. On at least 2 different occasions, Magbanua received paychecks in advance of the time period indicated on the check. The checks appear to have been written at the same time, either using the same date or in check number sequence, with the memo covering a 10-day period past the date of the check. Investigation of Magbanua's bank accounts revealed a significant increase in cash deposits after Markel's murder. In the 12 months leading up to the homicide, Magbanua made cash deposits totaling approximately $15,000, with approximately $10,000 of that deposited in the last 4 months. In the 12 months following the murder, Magbanua made cash deposits totaling approximately $44,000. These numerous deposits were conducted mostly through ATMs in increments of $300 to $2,000. Since the homicide through November 2015, the total amount of cash that investigators have been able to identify deposited into Magbanua's accounts is over $56,000. This amount is over and above the paychecks she had received. Further analysis of Magbanua's bank account since the homicide revealed that the large majority of credits were cash deposits. The other large credits to her accounts were the Adelson Institute paychecks, totaling less than $13,000 for 2015. A federal tax refund deposit in March 2015 for $7,532, and paychecks from her employer with a total amount in 2015 of approximately $4,500. Investigation shows that Magbanua began working for that employer in Fort Lauderdale in the third quarter of 2015. Surveillance information shows that Magbanua and Garcia currently reside together in a townhouse with their 2 minor children in North Miami, Florida, paying monthly rent of $1,500 plus utilities. Their typical pattern of behavior during the week is that Garcia takes the children to school/daycare and then goes to a job during the day. According to cellular location data, Magbanua leaves the home after Garcia goes to the area of Broward Dermatology in Fort Lauderdale, then returns home in the evening. Investigators believe Magbanua legitimately worked at this location and was typically there during normal business hours. Cellular telephone location records do not show Magbanua going to the Adelson Institute for Aesthetic and Implant Dentistry in Tamarack, Broward County. Surveillance revealed that in early March 2016, Magbanua stopped going to her employment in Fort Lauderdale and remained at her residence during the weekdays. Investigators believe she is no longer employed at that business, but obtained new part-time employment in mid-April 2016 at a real estate office in Sunny Isles, Florida. Surveillance has also revealed that Magbanua has only gone to the Adelson Institute one time. Investigators have also learned that Magbanua has been in possession of and operating a 2001 Lexus LS 430 sedan automobile, which was registered to Harvey Adelson and previously used by Charlie Adelson. Magbanua started using the Lexus as early as September 2015. On January 23, 2016, the title for this car was transferred to Magbanua, and a new license plate was obtained in Magbanua's name. Motor vehicle records indicate the vehicle was sold to Magbanua for the price of $1,700. None of Magbanua's bank records show a withdrawal for $1,700. Research of auto value websites indicates the minimum retail value of this vehicle is $6,000. In addition, examination of Magbanua's Facebook profile before and after the homicide show images of Magbanua with obvious breast enhancements following the murder. Through analysis of Magbanua's bank accounts and other investigative techniques, it appears that the majority of her income does not come from legitimate employment, yet Magbanua received a federal income tax refund of $7,532 in 2015. Investigators believe that Magbanua is supported financially by Charlie Adelson and has received numerous benefits from Adelson since Markel's murder. Additionally, after Markel's murder, Rivera was incarcerated on an unrelated charge. While incarcerated, he made a telephone call and indicated to the person on the line that Magbanua had all the money and that she needed to be nice to him, Rivera, and give him bail money. Okay, let me get some more water here. Electronic surveillance. During the course of the investigation, it was decided to use an undercover agent to make contact with Donna Adelson in reference to Markel's murder. The undercover agent provided a press release of Markel's murder, asked for $5,000, and provided a phone number at which he could be contacted. As a result of this contact, conversations were intercepted. Call number 1380. Donna Adelson called to Charlie Adelson asking him to meet her about some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her outside her condominium. The icon on South Beach was intercepted. During this conversation, when Charlie inquired whether it involved him or others, Donna responded in a whisper, "Well, probably both of us." When Charlie asked her to repeat herself, she stated, "Probably the two of us," and "You probably have a general idea what I'm talking about." When Charlie inquired further, Donna said this was not something she wants to discuss over the phone. Call number 1382. Donna and Charlie discussed meeting and whether or not Charlie needed to bring cash. Charlie inquired whether or not a threat was involved and whether the police should be contacted. Donna responded that this time she did not believe that was a good idea. Call number 1386. Charlie Adelson called and immediately told his mother, Donna Adelson, "Don't talk about things in the apartment or any place." He then asked if the person was black, white, or Hispanic, to which Donna said he was white. Charlie said it sounds like something that needs the police. Donna said she may have to, but wants to talk to him first. When Charlie asked what the letter asked for, Donna said, "This TV is probably about $5." Charlie asked if they asked for $5,000, to which Donna responded affirmatively. Donna also said they mentioned an ex-girlfriend. Call number 1392. Charlie Adelson called Katherine Magbanua after trying to reach her by phone unsuccessfully about an hour before. Charlie explained the situation to Magbanua as he understood it from his mother. Something regarding her son, something regarding his ex-girlfriend, and the person asking for some money. Charlie tells Magbanua that he is going to see his mom the next day to discuss the matter. There is some discussion of whether Magbanua is the girlfriend referenced by the agent. Charlie said he thought his mother said the agent mentioned Magbanua's name, but he is not sure and will follow up with her if the situation does involve her. Magbanua agrees to meet Charlie in person the next day, April 20th, 2016, around 4 p.m. Charlie never contacts any other females to discuss the contact between his mother and the undercover agent. The morning of April 20th, 2016, Charlie tells his mother he will meet her at her home at 12:35 p.m. After Charlie arrived at the icon where his mother and father reside, he and Donna walked outside to a remote table behind the building and sat close together while conversing. None of their conversation was successfully captured. After meeting with Donna in person, he calls Magbanua and is en route to her in Sunny Isle at the real estate office where she works. When Charlie arrived at the strip mall where Magbanua works, they talk briefly outside, then go to a restaurant near the real estate office. Parts of their conversation were captured while they sat in the restaurant. Charlie and Magbanua in restaurant, 4/20/2016. Charlie, CA, arrives at Optimore Realty on Sunny Isle at 3:14 p.m. to meet Magbanua, KM. They go to a restaurant in the same strip mall to eat and converse. No one else joins them. The following are oral statements Charlie made directly to Magbanua. Timestamps from Oral Intercept Clock. 15:46:23. CA says, "My mom doesn't know these guys." 15:48:05. CA says, "Paying someone off is not an admission of guilt." 16:11. CA provides examples of Q&A about details reference what the messenger knows about crime, such as what kind of gun was used and what kind of car. This will have to be reviewed again after enhancement to capture whole content of statement. 16:11:55. CA says you have to put that at the scene at the time, not in the car. Gives examples of people being present in vehicles before cars are used in crimes. 16:13. CA says the guy's name is Tulo and repeats this name to Magbanua. 16:13:50. CA tells KM the messenger looked white, could have been Hispanic. 16:19:30. CA referring to rental car. I don't have any knowledge. 16:27:25. CA gives instructions to Magbanua saying, "I give you money, you call him on the phone. All I want you to say is, I got a call from somebody who said you reached out." He then tells her again, "I got a call from some friends that said you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. These people want to know if it's the police, which they had nothing to do with what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, but the name sounds familiar. Probably something as charity to help the less fortunate, but do not contact these people again or they're going to the police." 16:30:21. CA says to KM, "Let him know we had to do everything in the world to prevent these people from going to the police, because they don't know anything and I don't know anything, and that you, to me, sound a little familiar, and that I will help you out with some charity, and don't ever contact me, my friends, or my family again. We will. That way, if he gets the money, if it happens again, we will go to the police." 16:32:10. CA says, "If it's the police, they can't take the money and won't even come meet you. They fucked up. If it's this guy, maybe that's what he knows. You better kill him because he's going to be a big problem. If you can't do it, I'll have someone else do it." 16:37. CA says, "He ain't going away. Problem is, if you give in and mom meets him to pay, what happens next month? Needs help again. If it's cops, she's guilty as hell." After the in-person meeting with Magbanua, Charlie calls Donna back to report about his meeting and says he is handling everything. Donna then calls Charlie back, sounding very concerned. On April 21st, 2016, calls are intercepted between Magbanua and Charlie, and they attempt to disguise their conversation using real estate references such as security, property posted incorrectly, and wrong tenants for rental property. Charlie and his dad, Harvey, meet for dinner later this evening. Magbanua and Garcia are intercepted having numerous arguments over the phone. The morning of April 21st, 2016, it appears Magbanua is trying to convince Garcia to determine whose phone number it was from the undercover agent and or place the call himself and determine the identity of the person asking for financial assistance from Donna Adelson. In a heated exchange, Garcia says, "I'm not making that fucking phone call." He later says, "I am going to take care of this fucking problem." Approximately 20 minutes later the same morning, Magbanua called Garcia after she had left the house. She told him she may have written down the wrong amount for their son's school expense. She thought it was $65.70, but it may be $60.57. Garcia is not following her intended message, and she has to reiterate to him, "The amount that I gave you on the piece of paper, I don't know if it is $60.57 or $65.70. Garcia responds, "Got it." This is their attempt to disguise the last 4 digits of the phone number provided for the undercover agent. It appears Magbanua may have transposed the numbers from Charlie, and she wants Garcia to either check for someone having that phone number or make the call himself. Magbanua and Garcia are continuing to argue over the next 2 days. She packed some of her belongings in her car and left on April 23rd, 2016 in the middle of the day. Magbanua tells Charlie later in the day that she left the house and left her kids with their father. Charlie tries to convince her to stay with him, Garcia. Magbanua does not want to discuss it. She tells Charlie not to respond if he gets any other phone calls about, quote, property. On April 23, 2016, Magbanua is intercepted telling a friend about the fight she had with Garcia. She states she took her gun from the house and is keeping it in her car. She concedes she does not have a concealed weapons permit. On Monday, April 25, 2016, the undercover agent mailed a letter to Harvey and Donna Adelson. This letter was sent via USPS by investigators for the purpose of follow-up from the undercover's initial conversation. Calls intercepted indicate Donna has shared the information with Charlie, who in turn has forwarded it to Magbanua. Magbanua has again asked Garcia to either determine who the phone number belongs to or call the phone number. Magbanua reported to Charlie the phone is either out of service or not a good number. It appears Garcia lied to Magbanua about making the call or has not called the correct phone number. The agent's phone has not been called and is working properly after conducting tests to verify. Later the same day, Charlie called Magbanua and asked if she was on her way. It appears Charlie and Magbanua have been communicating through a different source to schedule a meeting. Charlie directs her to Harvey and Donna's building to meet with them. Charlie told Magbanua that he was talking to his parents about everything. Charlie continues to try and convince her to meet at Donna and Harvey's building, but eventually gives in and agrees to meet with her at another location. Magbanua called Charlie back, who advised they are meeting at a marina near Monty's. On April 26, 2016, Charlie calls Donna and they discuss the conversation that occurred the night prior. Donna says she feels better after their conversation. Donna asks Charlie to let her know once things are taken care of. He further states that, quote, "If you don't know who the person is, it's a much bigger problem." Charlie said, "If you know who it is, it's very, very easy." Charlie tells Donna to stop getting worked up about things. Charlie assures Donna there is nothing she needs to worry about and that it is being looked into. On April 29, 2016 at 3:03 p.m., CA call number 2389, Charlie tells Magbanua he bought her husband, Garcia, a GoPro for his birthday. Charlie does not know Garcia's name, but he's buying an expensive gift for him. Magbanua says Charlie should have given the Ferrari he owns as a present. She mentions Charlie's boat and Charlie offers to, quote, sell his boat. This refers to a previous conversation, CA number 899, on April 15th, when Charlie offers to transfer the title for his 18-foot bay boat with a 115 HP Yamaha motor to her name. Magbanua says she wants to get an Escalade. Charlie says they will work out future car situations. Officers believe this is more evidence of Charlie wanting to keep Magbanua content. On May 4th, 2016, at approximately 2:09 a.m., a text message was sent to Donna's cell phone from the undercover agent. Later in the day, Charlie asks Donna if she is okay, and Donna advises she will talk to Charlie about it on Sunday. Charlie wants to talk to Donna before Sunday, and they agree to Charlie coming by around 11:30 a.m. the following day, May 5th, 2016. While driving to meet with Donna, Charlie calls Magbanua, advising there has been a new problem and he may need to meet with her later in the day. On May 5th, 2016, Charlie arrives at the Icon, and they agree to meet at the pool area to discuss the text message. This time, Harvey is present with Charlie and Donna as they huddle at a corner area for privacy. There is no oral intercept captured. After this occurs, Charlie leaves the Icon and calls Magbanua, KM call number 2016, asking her how someone would get his mother's number. Magbanua tells Charlie it's possible to locate the phone number online. Charlie talks about specific phrases sent via the text message. Charlie then calls Donna, and they discuss paying the $5,000. Charlie advised the sooner they pay the money, the better. They discuss being nice but firm when the money is paid so the person knows that it is only a one-time payment. On Friday, May 6, 2016, at 5:03 p.m., Donna successfully contacted the agent by calling his phone number, 305-712-6570. The total duration of the call is 8 minutes and 48 seconds. The call was recorded by the FBI. In summary, Donna makes the excuse her grandchildren had possession of her phone, so she did not know he had called. Donna goes over the previous contacts between herself and the agent. She says she is taking him seriously and she is stressed out. She claims she has asked friends what she should do. She denies knowing anything referenced by the agent concerning help provided to her by the agent's friend, Rivera. She then brings up the reward offered and suggests he seek that out instead. The agent reminds her all he is asking for is $5,000. Donna claims she had nothing to do with the death of her ex-son-in-law. The agent reminds her this is not going away, and she does in fact know Magbanua and what was done for her. Donna continued to deny knowledge and ends the conversation by saying she will call the agent back. CA call number 3240. 5616 at 11:17 p.m. Charlie called Donna. She gave him a disguised report on her call to the agent. Donna referred to the agent as a patient, indicates she used a recording app for him to listen to the call. Donna says the call took 8 minutes. Charlie asked if the agent made any threats. Donna said no. Charlie said that was very interesting. They agreed to meet the following day. CA called 3290 5716 at 5:07 p.m. Charlie tells Magbanua about a new CD he wants her to listen to, indicating he has a recording of the call between Donna and the agent. Charlie uses the reference "Potbelly Pigs, Police," to which Magbanua responds, "That's not good." KM called 2648. 5:13:16 at 3:55 p.m. Magbanua complains about her car, the Lexus originally owned by Harvey Adelson. Charlie offers his newly acquired Range Rover, titled in Harvey Adelson's name for her use. KM call number 2653, 5:13:16 at 4:06 p.m. Magbanua calls Charlie back complaining about the cost of fixing her car. Charlie tells her he would pay for the repair himself or have his mechanic that originally worked on the car do it for free. Once again, Charlie is willing to spend any amount of money on Magbanua to keep her content. KM call number 2956, 5:16:16 at 6:19 p.m. CA call number 4480. Charlie returns call to Magbanua from her previous call. She complained about the Lexus not being repaired properly. She states she feels the welfare of her kids outweighs any monetary concern she would have. AT 1445. Charlie says everything is fine with the office. No more, quote, patients annoying him. A suspected reference to the agent not having any contact for over a week. Magbanua asks, well, I'm doing my job, right? Will I get a raise soon? Charlie says he will look in the budget. He then says, by the way, thank you for going up there this weekend and straightening it up. I do appreciate that. Magbanua says, I was just cleaning up. I'm still cleaning up, though. My job never ends. Investigation indicates Magbanua never went to the Adelson Institute the past weekend. Okay, almost done. Attempted police contact with Magbanua and Garcia. On May 24, 2016, contact was made with Sigfredo Garcia at work, Rapid City Funding, 11900 Biscayne Boulevard. Simultaneously, contact was attempted with Magbanua at her residence. Magbanua never came to the door and did not acknowledge law enforcement's presence. Garcia spoke with agents at his business but denied having knowledge about this investigation. Details regarding this conversation will be documented by the FBI agents who were present. While FBI agents were outside Magbanua's residence, she repeatedly attempted to contact Garcia by making several phone calls and sending text messages. This occurred while agents were present with Garcia. Garcia asked to speak with his attorney. KM call number 3398, 52416 at 10:56 a.m. Magbanua called Garcia's work and Mike Perez answers the phone. Magbanua asks Mike for Garcia because someone is knocking on her door and she is scared. Magbanua is whispering. Mike tells Magbanua that the feds are there with Garcia. Mike asks Magbanua if she knows who is at the door, and Magbanua responds saying she does not know, that maybe it is the police officers. Mike tells Magbanua that he's going to stop by and the call ends. KM calls Mike back after receiving a text message from him for her to call. Magbanua continues to whisper, saying she is freaking out right now because they are knocking on the door. Mike tells Magbanua that he is on his way to drive by her house. Magbanua tells Mike she does not want them to know she is home. Mike tells Magbanua that a male and female FBI agent came by the office and is currently speaking with Garcia. Magbanua tells Mike the agents are in a white truck with black windows. Mike tells Magbanua that vehicle is the undercover car he recognizes from the neighborhood. Mike says he is going to drive around the front and back of her house. KM called 3407, 52416 at 11:09 a.m. KM calls Mike back after receiving another text message for her to call him. Mike tells Magbanua that it's the feds outside her house. He said they're parked 3 houses down on the same street. Mike told her the driver of the car is not inside. Magbanua asks if they're going to come inside her house, and he responds saying they cannot without a warrant. Magbanua says the agents had something in their hand. Mike told Magbanua he does not think they're going to bust down her door with only 2 guys. Mike told Magbanua that he was headed back to the office to check on Garcia. Magbanua said she does not know what is going on. Mike then tells Magbanua that he is pretty sure that it has something to do with Tato, Rivera, and all of them. Magbanua said she does not know what to think and she does not want someone coming to her. Mike tells Magbanua to lay low and make them think no one is home. KM called 3408, 52416 at 11:17 a.m. Garcia called Magbanua and tells her special agents came to talk to him. Magbanua asks Garcia what is going on and asks what they wanted to talk to him about. Garcia tells Magbanua not to answer the door for the agents. Garcia tells Magbanua that they wanted to ask him some questions, and he will talk to her about it when he gets home. Magbanua makes comments about those people coming into her house and taking things, referring to the police. Garcia tells Magbanua they asked him questions about people he did not even know. Garcia tells Magbanua he told them he wanted to speak with his attorney and have them contact them back. KM called 3411. 5/24/16 at 11:30 a.m. Garcia called Magbanua and asks if the agents are still outside, and Magbanua says yes. Garcia told Magbanua he spoke with an attorney who could not help, but would have a friend contact them. They talk about it being embarrassing for them to go to Garcia's work to talk to him. Magbanua asks if they were allowed to sit outside her residence. Garcia asks Magbanua if they have $300 for the attorney fees. Magbanua continues to be paranoid, making comments about the agents possibly jumping the fence into the backyard. Purchase of cellular phones. On May 24, 2016, Magbanua and Garcia went to Walmart in Miami and purchased 2 new cellular telephones while still operating their previous cellular phones. After contact was attempted with both suspects, they quickly fled the residence. On May 25, 2016, 2 unknown subjects returned to the residence and gathered the family dog and several unknown objects. On May 25th, Garcia returned to the residence and continued to pack up items. A warrant was signed and he was taken into custody during a traffic stop. Based on the above information, this investigator believes there is sufficient evidence to prove Katherine Magbanua, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera are responsible for the murder of Daniel Markel. The preceding is true to the best of my present knowledge or belief. And also note that there's a big chunk of stuff that is all blacked out above that. So, signed by Sherry Bennett, Tallahassee Police Department, and notarized. It says, order, this cause coming before me as a first appearance magistrate and having reviewed the preceding affidavits find probable cause sufficient. No bond. Okay, James Hankinson, I think that's his name. All right, so we did finish today. Yay. So anyway, I need something to drink, and I'm going to start reading through some of these comments. Wow, I can't believe so many people are actually on this live stream. So thank you guys all for being out there and tuning in. Yeah, exactly. It's probably more information from maybe some witness that they need to protect, because you note that they didn't mention the actual name of Shadrach Nobles, who, you know, his name is out there now because he was testifying at the trials. So that was the guy who was living in his car in the motel parking lot, and he was selling drugs and doing drugs with Sigfredo and Luis or Lewis. And so Shadrach was also the person that ended up using his name to book the hotel room for the guys during their second trip back to Tallahassee. So it could just be more witness information. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for being out there. Yeah. Do you know when, Okay, do you know when you ask a question that starts with why didn't so and so do this or that? Whatever I answer would be speculation, as I wasn't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm missing out on stuff because I haven't even started from the top with everybody's comments and everything. Yeah. They need more evidence to indict Wendy. I wonder if the FBI has the WhatsApp messages. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, hopefully there's a ton more evidence and information out there that the public doesn't even know about. Yeah, thank you, Stella Bella. Thanks for being there. Hi, Jackson. This is a good read because it incriminates not only Charlie, but also Donna, and even at one point, Harvey. Harvey may be an accomplice after the fact. Yeah, I'm not sure because, you know, based on those phone calls that were made between Magbanua and Garcia to Harvey's cell phone number, you know, that doesn't look like it was just a mistake where Garcia might have thought he was calling Charlie. Yeah, because then why would Katie's cell phone number be calling Harvey's cell phone also? So anyway, I mean, but again, of course, that's not enough evidence if that's all we have. I don't know what else is out there, but um, you know, they could always say, well, it was a mistake, or somebody else was using that cell phone. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Pancakes. Thanks for being there also. Um, Donna and Chucky were the ringleaders. Poor Wendy didn't know anything but chose to tell them when Dan was leaving. Harvey has been involved all along. Yeah, so we're not sure. I mean, some people feel like Wendy did know everything. Yeah, who knows? Uh, why did Donna not go to the police and did not tell Harvey? Donna calls Charlie. Charlie calls Katie. Katie calls Garcia. The Adelsons were being extorted, not Katie or Garcia. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting to me that Wendy is letting her mother take the fall. I can't help but believe Donna resents this. I'm thinking Donna will find a way to out Wendy as a co-conspirator. I have no idea. I mean, it seems like a very, very close, tightly knit family, but you never know. Like even with Luis Rivera and Sigfredo, they considered each other brothers and they were childhood friends, but yet, Rivera spilled the beans and pointed a finger at Sigfredo. Yeah. They would have paid forever to keep from getting caught. They weren't going to the FBI. I don't think was he a piggy bank. He wasn't giving up his Playboy. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Charlie will be put away for a long time. Yeah, and there's definitely even more evidence out there. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for telling people to hit the like button. When will Wendy and Donna be arrested? I can't wait. Well, Wendy is very, very certain that she will never be arrested because she didn't do anything. And Donna, I don't know. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of evidence against Donna also, but what do I know? I mean, there's probably a lot more information that's been collected in the last 6 years too, because remember that warrant was done in September of 2016 against Katherine Magbanua. So there could be plenty more evidence that has been collected and wasn't even mentioned in this warrant. Yeah. What's a Mossad agent? Okay, I don't understand. What's a Mossad agent? Okay. Yeah, but I do have a real job. I'm actually a practicing attorney, so that's why I had to switch the live stream time from noon today and then switched it to 7 and 7:45 because anytime I think it's going to be an easy work day, something just jumps out with one of my cases and had to run to court to do something. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, what? Oh, I do not want, no thanks. I make more money in private practice than working for the prosecutor's office. So yeah, thank you. I mean, it sounds really exciting and I really admire those attorneys who actually, can make a career working for the district attorney's or the state's attorney's office. But boy, that seems so stressful to me. And, it just doesn't pay enough for all the amount of stress. I have a friend who worked as a prosecutor for just 2 years before she threw in the towel, but she seemed so stressed out when we, you know, would meet up and she would tell me how things were going with her job. It's really, really stressful to me. Although some people really thrive on that kind of stress and they really like going to court and being in the thick of things every single day, running to court, handling all sorts of cases left and right. Yeah. Oh, this reading definitely incriminates Charlie and Donna. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Jeffrey Lacoste, yes, definitely. I mean, I did find Jeffrey Lacoste very, very credible. So, let's see. We know where Charlie gets his evil from. Yeah. How do you know Katie has a girlfriend in jail? I don't know. Are you just making it up for laughs or something? I don't know. Yeah, the Adelsons are either guilty or innocent. When someone tries to extort money, you go to the cops unless you don't want the cops investigating. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot. That's very nice of you to say, given the negative feedback I've gotten from a few people. So thank you. I didn't say Adelsons are innocent. I said too much speculation, need more evidence. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Friday is supposed to be the big day. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking I should check the local Tallahassee news to see if there's been any latest news about Katie and her sentencing, but we'll just be sitting in front of the internet on Friday morning to see what happens right there. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for being here. If the Adelsons are innocent, when the undercover FBI agent handed Donna the extortion note, why didn't she go straight? That's right. Yeah, her reaction just totally seemed like she knew what was going on. Yeah. Let's see. Crazy to think that Wendy drove to the crime scene. The police should have probed more into this instead of agreeing with whatever Wendy's excuses were. The tree knocked down, bad weather. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Case has flavor of Watergate, All President's Men. They started investigating the low-level guys and moved upwards until it dead-ended at Nixon. Yeah. Okay, Wendy did it too. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Remember June said Charlie used WhatsApp all the time, no record. Yeah. These smug people to this day have never asked the investigators if they had any lead suspects or could they help. They didn't need to ask any of these questions because they already knew. Yeah, it just, yeah, definitely some strange behaviors there. Yeah. Amazing amount of damning communication among conspirators, including Wendy and Donna. Pretty stupid unless they had to communicate to carry this long distance murder. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, just scrolling through. Yeah. Oh, you drive a great. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that color Prius was the kind that you would see out on the road all the time. Yeah. So that was another stupid mistake that Sigfredo and Luis did, was they rented a kind of unusual looking vehicle, so the neighbor happened to see it and recognized it as being a Prius. Yeah. Let's see. Harvey handed Catherine his old Lexus. Yeah, to him it was basically worth almost nothing anyway. So why not just give it away and keep her quiet, and keep her happy? Yeah, Harvey is involved more than any of us. Oh, yeah. It's hard to imagine so much work was required. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing that they really did tons and tons of sleuthing behind the scenes to figure out, you know, who drove that vehicle. Yeah, and figuring out the different cell phones that were being used. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, some testimony. We arrested Katie. Katie called Kawaz from the parking area. Okay. Okay. Too dumb to use burner phones. Well, later they did, right? So, yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so Mike says, "Oh, sorry, you can't catch me live." Yeah, well, I'm on the East Coast, so I know there are people in other countries as well as on the West Coast, so the times aren't good for some people. Yeah. I don't dislike Luis as much as Wendy. Okay. Let's see. Even though Luis Rivera couldn't read, he's the smartest one out of this whole bunch. Got a much lighter sentence for a second degree. Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be out. How many years has it been? I guess he's been in prison for about 6 years already. So maybe he has roughly 13 years left, and then he can still come out and enjoy life without being totally old, right? Or yeah, I guess I can't say anything about that because I don't want to offend anybody, right? Okay. Wendy knew Danny was leaving town to go to New York. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. They're all sociopaths. It was for the money. Yeah, and the sad thing is that Luis got what, like $40,000 out of the $100,000, and then no, Sigfredo Garcia got maybe 40,000, and then maybe Luis got a little less than that, like 36,000 or whatever, and then Katie got the other part of that $100,000 cash payment, allegedly. And was it worth it? I mean, they could have made that by working for a year or less than a year, based on whatever jobs they had. Yeah, so it's just pretty awful that they were willing to kill somebody just to make that relatively small amount of money, and that's a very small amount of money, especially for the Adelsons. So, okay, yeah, thank you, True Lifestyle. Everybody, please subscribe to True Lifestyle's channel. She has a lot of really great content about the case also. Yeah, good sleuthing. Yeah. She has 2 kids, poor kids who were affected, including Wendy's. Yes. Yeah. Not a nice person for sure. Yeah, Charlie was not very responsible. He might have some, yeah, well, so far we only know of 1 child. Yeah. Um, let's see. Katherine Magbanua got what she deserved. How heartless to get someone's life and leaving small children fatherless. Yes. Okay. Charlie took his boys from the freezer and decided to have kids. He got neutered. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, she still could be. I mean, if they get more evidence out there, yeah. The cool thing is they can use this arrest affidavit for all the players and it's yeah, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more evidence out there by now. Yeah. Can't believe, yeah, she, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's still money being funneled towards her kids or somebody. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, peppermint candies. No, I don't think I need pepper I just need to have like, a hot tea dispenser right next to me. Yeah, okay. Um, alright, yeah, so it looks like there's so many comments here. I'm so sorry I can't, um, put up everybody's comment. Did someone ask Wendy what she told Charlie after he said that on their oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's just so many comments here. Unfortunately, I don't think I can reach everybody's comments, but I think I did flash up most of them here, and there are additional comments here. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Michael Palmer. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah. But, just to let people know I'm really not doing this for the money or whatever, because I do, work as an attorney during the day. So if you guys want to just save your money, don't worry about buying me super stickers because YouTube does take a nice chunk out of it anyway. So just watch some ads if ads ever roll on my videos or replays or whatever. But thank you so much, Michael. Yeah. Oh, Charlie's showering with his underwear on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Um, let's see. Okay. Thank you, Luz Pena. Oh, great. People from Florida are tuning in. Yeah, what's going on Friday? Friday is the sentencing of Katherine Magbanua and then a case management hearing for Charlie in front of the same judge. So I'm going to assume it's going to start at 9, but it could start at 10. And I guess I'll be on YouTube looking for different channels that might be showing the live stream coverage. Maybe Deep Dive True Crime Mentor Lawyer might be showing it. And then there's also those like different Tallahassee and Florida news outlets that were doing the live streaming during the Magbanua trial. Yeah. Yeah, what about yeah, the bullet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is very strange, like, to specifically drive near Dan Markel's house out of the way and go to a liquor store when there were other liquor stores right near where she was supposed to be having lunch with people. Okay. So, yes, thank you for being here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, who gets a pizza? Do I get pizza? Actually, I have some Pizza Hut leftovers in the fridge, so maybe I'll go down and eat a piece after this. Yeah, how do we think oh, yeah, so that's why you gotta see True Lifestyle's YouTube channel. So she was on the chat earlier, but, yeah, so on her YouTube channel, she does have some information about life at the Leon County Jail, including, like, what kind of food or little snack options and care packages people can buy for the prisoners there. So, he's also making a ton of phone calls to some Filipino American woman who's a therapist as well as a massage therapist. So we don't know what's going on there. It could be legitimate, telehealth, telecounseling sessions with that woman. Yeah. Um, Judy, love listening to the documents. If there's a mandatory life, how well she could still negotiate something, to get out of that, but it seems more and more unlikely. We haven't heard anything, so we'll all find out soon enough on Friday, though. Yeah, bank robbers usually get up to 20 years for about $3,000. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Um, let's see. Charlie was driving a 10-year-old PO was it really a POS Ferrari? I don't know. I mean, I saw it in that news clip where they were trying to talk to Charlie. The media was trying to talk to Charlie outside his home, and he drove away in, I guess, the Ferrari. I'm not a car person. It looked nice enough to me, but then again, I drive a pretty crummy Corolla, so I'm not a car person. Oh, Katherine should have gotten a pizza instead. Okay, yeah. You should watch 60 Days on Netflix. It shows you what prison life is like. Pretty scary. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tune in, but, I mean, just trying to keep track of this case as well as all of Charlie's civil lawsuits is just very time consuming along with work stuff. So, yeah, you can bet. Yeah, no Maine lobster is one of Charlie's favorite meals. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably eating, like people said, probably like bologna sandwiches or like, hard, barely cooked rice. Law enforcement is putting pressure on Harvey and Donna to flip. Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah. Okay. So it's already been about an hour and a half now. So got to get back to work, to real work and stuff. I do appreciate everybody caring about Dan Markel, about this case, and we'll see if Mentor Lawyer of Deep Dive True Crime and I have been talking about possibly doing a joint live stream on Friday. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear back about that. So we'll see what else we come up with next later this week. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting this channel. Have a good evening.